This is Ian Miller,
What's going on, guys? It's Andrew.
and welcome to another episode of Media Talk with Miller and Smith. Tonight, we actually have three big topics that we're going to talk about, but the first topic on our list is Goldeneye.
You're very excited about this.
I am very excited. That's right. They just announced that Goldeneye on the Nintendo 64 is being re released on Nintendo Switch,
hmm
Xbox, and any other ones.
No, I think that was it.
Yeah, it's exciting because this is an insanely popular video game. For those of you who still have the Nintendo's 64 sets, I'm
hmm
pretty sure you guys still play the game.
Yeah, I mean, I still have my 64 somewhere in the house. I haven't played it in years, but when I did play it, that was one of my favorite games to play. Love the movie, but the game was very fun to play as well. I mean, it was just one of my one of my favorites to play on 64, so I'm really glad that it's going to be out on this Xbox. Probably, hopefully, I can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that game has very fond memories for me as well because, it was the first time that I actually saw a 3D game like that, you know? And then, of course, I was introduced to Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, but GoldenEye was the first time I actually saw a 3D game like that, especially a James Bond game. So
hmm
it was very, it actually broke the barrier to what was originally 2D or 16-bit video games. So it really broke the barrier, and then that launched a huge series of James Bond games to come.
Yeah, I think for everybody, but that was pretty much the first James Bond game I've ever played
Yeah,
was GoldenEye. Because back then, I mean, you know what the graphics were like back then and when it came out. So, um, yeah, so it was the first James Bond I ever played, and it was pretty pretty fun when I played it. So,
yeah. The disappointment in Tomorrow Never Dies, the video game, was, well, like I said, disappointing.
I mean that one I never played, but I did play World Is Not Enough. Um, that was pretty fun.
Yeah,
Uh, but I still think GoldenEye was actually kind of better, because it was the first James Bond game, and first one's always the best.
yeah,
But I mean, again, you never know. But to me, that was one of my favorite Bond games.
yeah. And of course, people are always making comparisons between this game and, of course, the GoldenEye remake with Daniel Craig. And I have to tell you, you can't really do comparisons between these because if you
No.
think about, they totally feel like different plots, even though it's the same movie. But especially with Daniel Craig, it just feels different, especially the environments and all that. Whereas the 64 version was very close to the movie.
Yeah, because in when Daniel Craig did it, it was for 007 Legends.
No, no,
And
no, not Double Seven
um
Legends. It was a different thing. Yeah,
it was a different thing.
yeah, it was Golden Eye. I think it was
Oh, that was it. I'm sorry. That
yeah.
was it. Yeah.
007 Legends is a completely
Yeah,
different.
that was a different one. I got it mixed up.
And
Um
he didn't even voice it, bastard.
but yes, it was GoldenEye. I remember now. It was GoldenEye Reloaded, I think it was called, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah,
Uh, but I agree. When I played it, I still have it too, I think. When I played it, it didn't have that same feel than it did with like with the 64 game because it didn't have that, because Pierce was Bond at the time,
yeah,
and that's his first movie that he starred in. Um, so to have Daniel Craig do it didn't feel the same way. Didn't have that same, oh, what's the word? Didn't I guess you can say have the same energy that that it did before.
Yeah,
Um, whereas a 64 game, I think they used the face likeness in the N64 game. So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I was kind of against them doing it, but again, it didn't really feel the same as the N64 game.
Well, nevertheless, it's very exciting to see this game come on the Nintendo Switch and Xbox. So, uh, say the dates to, get the downloads and, you know,
Hmm.
relive some of the best moments of the game.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. So that should be interesting. I'll probably get it to relive the childhood. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, so our next topic are the Oscars because we're getting very close to the
Mhm.
Oscars, and this past week we actually have the nominations.
Yes, we did. They came out on Monday, I believe it was.
Yes, and instead of going through the whole list, we're gonna
Yeah.
pick out some of the best ones.
Yes, I
Uh,
agree.
so let's start with the obvious one, Best Picture.
Yeah. I was reading through it on Monday. I mean, um some of these movies on here I kind of haven't heard of.
Mm.
Um, but if it were me, I would probably give the best picture to Elvis, in my opinion.
Well, this was a very well received movie, especially with the performances and Austin Butler, I believe his name.
Austin Butler. Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
did a very riveting performance as Elvis Presley
Hmm.
at different ages, and a lot of times, he did look like Elvis. So you had to commend, you had to obviously give credit to the makeup people and the hair people and the costume designer because it's not easy to make him look like the king.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like Elvis, and he actually sounded like Elvis, which was actually pretty amazing as well.
Not easy to do, obviously, especially singing as Elvis as well.
Yeah, I mean, he was on Saturday Night Live a couple weeks ago, and he was hosting it, and you could actually still hear the Elvis voice in him, which
Well,
is actually
he
pretty.
had to practice that I think over a year.
Yeah. Hmm. But I think he said like that's the way he talks, I guess. So you can still hear that Elvis sound in him,
Mm,
which was pretty cool.
yeah, so that's a possibility. Steven Spielberg's The Fablemans was also nominated.
Hmm.
And this is pretty much a semi autobiography movie because this talks about his a little bit of his childhood and what inspired him to become a filmmaker, and also
Hmm.
talk about his parents' eventual split.
Right.
So it was a very personal story for him. Not easy for him. And it's also very therapeutic if you think about it, because this is an event he didn't talk about at all.
Did you see the movie?
I did not see the movie, unfortunately, because it was released in selected theaters at the time.
That's
But
true.
knowing Steven Spielberg, he always delivers,
Right.
and considering you have him and John Williams collaborating once again, it's very
Yeah.
positive. And John actually got an Oscar nomination for his score for the film. So congratulations, John.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, he, as most of you all know, he's John Williams has just been a amazing composer. Um,
He's
and
pretty much been soundtracking our favorite movies.
exactly with all the Star Wars and Indiana Jones and everything like that. I mean, he's just an icon, really.
Yeah, I love listening to his scores, especially a lot of the softer ones because you could just hear the magic in the
Mhm.
scores.
I
So
agree.
I'm excited that he got nominated. I'm sorry that the film got Best Picture nomination. Do I think it might have a chance to win? Yeah, because Steven knows how to, make these hard dramas.
Right.
Um, one film that I was quite surprised about was Avatar: The Way of the Water.
Hmm.
Why is this nominated?
um, two words: James Cameron.
That's right. But for some reason, he actually got an Oscar snub in the Best Director category, which we'll get into when we get to that section.
That I found interesting too. Yeah, we'll discuss that when we get the director category, but I just found that really shocking that he didn't get a Oscar nomination, which was really crazy. But yeah, I mean, I I think could it be? Do you think it deserves to be an Oscar nomination? I mean,
Uh,
when we saw it, I mean, we discussed the reaction.
yeah,
Um, it was lagging kind of in the middle a little bit.
yeah,
Um,
especially in the second act because there's a lot of scenes there and there, very beautiful imagery, but a lot of scenes that we felt that could have been cut out.
mhm, yeah,
Another thing to the story, and I recently re-watched Avatar with my dad in 3D version, and I had to say, folks, don't watch it in 3D. There's no real 3D in there. There's nothing. There's just like there was not even a tent. Just don't watch it. But yeah, I still feel the same. The second act, it was lagging. It was
mhm,
lagging.
yeah. I mean, it was a very good movie. Yes, I mean, I'm glad it got an Oscar nomination, but I don't really think it's worth an Oscar winner as of
No,
this
no,
year.
no, no,
So I mean, it's great that it was nominated, but I don't, in my honest opinion, I don't think it should win.
no. Um,
There was another one on there, which was a really, really good movie. I mean, I was a little surprised it got nominated, but again, it was a really good movie, which was Top Gun Maverick.
yeah, that was my biggest surprise in there. I had a feeling it might get nominated because it was a very well received movie, very well written, very well acted, if I'm being honest. And
Yeah, yeah,
it
hmm
had all the emotions in there, and they were really pushing filmmaking, in that movie,
hmm
especially with a lot of the new camera techniques, and also with the IMAX cameras.
hmm
So I felt it deserved a nomination. I was quite surprised, but it was a pleasant surprise.
yeah. No, I agree. It was a well done movie. It definitely deserved a nomination. Um, I'm sure all of you guys out there saw the first movie. For those of you who didn't, um, it's just pretty much about um, Tom Cruise back as Maverick. He's teaching at Top Gun, and now Goose's son is in the movie, um, and he's just teaching a class and teaching. He's a teacher now, and you know, seeing Goose again, Goose's son, just brings up a lot of memories for him. But what I thought was really touching in the movie was bringing Val Kilmer back as Ice.
Yeah,
Um,
it was nice to see Val, especially the fact that he couldn't really talk, in
mhm,
that cameo, but the scene between him and Maverick was very touching.
mhm.
I think Tom Cruise gave his best performance in this movie.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, it was just it was just a touching moment between them, and then sad of what happened at the end part. But again, I mean, just them two being in the same room together, on the movie was one of my favorite one of my favorite parts in the movie.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But yeah, again, well, I mean, it was well deserved for a nomination. Don't know if it's quite up there to win, but we'll see.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, I'm glad I got nominated,
I agree.
which is always going to be the thing. It was great to be nominated. No, it's also great to win.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
A lot of these other films that we did hear about, we didn't see though.
Yeah,
All Quiet on the Western Front was also received a nomination.
that was a remake, wasn't it? Or because I
I
know there was a movie back then.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know very much about it.
Okay.
Um, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once got a Best Picture nomination. This has been the most talked about movie for the entire year. It
Hmm.
has, and it does deserve a Best Picture nomination. It also has Michelle Yeoh actually have a Best Actress nomination.
And so does Jamie Lee Curtis has a Best Supporting Actress.
Yes, and I think it's the first time that Jamie Lee actually also has the first nomination, if I'm not
Is
mistaken.
it?
I think so. I think so.
Interesting. Interesting.
I'm very happy for both of them actually having obviously the first nominations. There's a lot
Hmm.
of first nominations in a lot some of these categories, so I'm very pleased with that.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Yeah. I heard it was really, really good. Um, Personally for me, I haven't seen it. Maybe I'll check it out if it wins, but I mean, we'll see how about that. Um, and then I think there was one more I wanted to go into was the one with Colin Farrell was the Banshees of Inisherin,
Yes,
which I heard was actually pretty good. I saw the trailer for it like months ago or before it came out.
mm,
Um, when I first saw the trailer, I wasn't too sure about it. But then, I mean, I saw the reviews and everything, and then the got nominations and all that, and I'm like, okay, maybe it was a good movie after all. So maybe I'll check that. Maybe I'll check that movie out as well.
yeah, it's very much a black comedy. I haven't seen it yet either, uh,
Hmm.
so we will actually watch a couple of these nominated films, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to see other films, indie films get nominations. So it's always nice to see that.
Hmm. Agreed.
Okay, um, I guess we can move on to Best Director then.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Um, yeah, I mean, like we said before, James Cameron was not nominated for Best Director, um, which was surprising to me. But um, again, but one more thing about um, the Best Picture was there was one snub in there that I thought should have gotten nominated, which I was very surprised that it didn't. I didn't see it, but I heard it was really, really good. Was The Whale with Brendan Fraser?
Yes, that was a guy. I was very surprised by that. It was very well received. Brendan Fraser gave a very incredible performance.
Hmm.
Still, it was snubbed.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
seeing a couple of other pictures that were snubbed. The Woman King was snubbed as well.
mhm. Yeah, I saw that too. Um, but I mean, Brendan Fraser is nominated for Best Actor, which is good. But again, I mean, I was just really surprised that it didn't get nominated for Best Picture.
And what's also disheartening that there are no uh, there are no female directors nominated in Best Director category.
That is true.
So
That
this is
is
very
wrong.
depressing because
Given everything that the world is now. I mean,
what okay, you guys to nominate? Come on.
at least get one. I mean, come on, man. Oh, come on.
Anyway, like I said, Steven Spielberg gets a nomination. Daniel Kwan and Daniel, I cannot pronounce his last name. I apologize. Gets nominated for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Right. Um, yeah, I mean, everything everywhere all at once has a lot of nominations in there, so we'll go through that list as well. And then there's Todd Field for Tar, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right. Um, Ruben Ostlin, I guess.
Yeah, for Triangle of Sadness, which also has a Best Picture nomination.
Right. That one I've never heard of before. I don't know. Huh. Gotta
A lot of these, lot of the nominations I've not heard of.
yeah yeah gotta take a look at that one.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's best director. So we'll go into best lead actor.
Yeah,
Um, obviously you got Austin Butler in there as Elvis, which is well deserved for nomination, and Colin Farrell as well for the Banshees.
yeah. And we actually have Bill Nye, first nomination for
Mhm,
the movie Living,
mhm.
and Paul Mescal for After Sun.
Yeah, those again. I mean, like you said, I mean, some of these, I haven't really heard of, like After Sun or Living. So I mean, you gotta check that out as well. But and then, like we said before, Brendan Fraser for The Whale for best lead actor. So
Yeah,
pretty good group in there.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, on to Best Actress. We have Kate Blanchett for Tar. I
Hmm.
thought she gave another riveting performance, and she's a very talented actress.
Absolutely. Um,
Let me see.
yeah, you got Michelle Williams in there for The Fablemans, which I heard she gave a really good performance on that as well.
I think this
Um,
is her. I think this is her third nomination. Is she?
she won once before, didn't she?
I'm not sure it was for Brokeback Mountain. I don't know.
Okay.
I have to double check, but I think it's like a third nomination. But again, I can't be certain. I can't swear to that.
Okay. But I mean, yeah, great actress. She's been in so many things. Um, like I said, I saw the trailer of it. Looks like she gave a really great performance. She's like I said, she's a great actor. So well deserved for that nomination for her as well.
Yes. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. This
Mhm.
is her first nomination. Very excited to see her. She's always a powerhouse, in movies and of course in television.
Mhm. Yeah, and then the last one you have is Ana de Armas for Blonde, which was the
Ironically, ironically, she's nominated for playing Marilyn Monroe when you had another actress who played Marilyn Monroe on the list, and that was Michelle Williams, and that was for My Week with Marilyn.
oh yes, that's right. I remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did see Blind. I did see it. It's quite something. It's very quite something. It's very different from other biopics that I had seen before,
Mhm.
and I thought she did a very good job. Not easy, to play that particular part, and a lot of times she did look like Marilyn.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of it too. She actually did a great job on the makeup and the hair and stuff. So that was pretty cool. That was did a great job. Um, so yeah, that's a lot of great actresses on there for best lead actress. So we'll see on that one. Best supporting actor. We got Brendan Gleeson for the Banshees of Inisherin. And then Judd Hirsch for the Fablemans. Um, and then again, Barry if I'm pronouncing this right, Barry Keoghan for the Banshees as well.
We also have Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Ki Hugh Kwan. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I apologize. I don't know. For Everything Everywhere All at Once. And this was actually his comeback film, and he's already won a Golden Globe for this role.
Mhm.
And ironically, his first role was in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
So
A
my thunder. That
very
was
special thank you to Steven Spielberg for giving me his first job.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, great actor. Good to see him back on there. So that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then you have best supporting actress. And then the first name on there, I think I'll let you take that over.
Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She gave a spectacular performance in this movie. And she's already won a Golden Globe for the role. and I'm very excited, that she got a nomination because we left that movie theater saying she's gonna get nominated. She has to get nominated.
Yeah, she did a really great job in both movies. Um and here's a fun fact for you. Um this is actually the first Marvel movie ever nominated for an Oscar.
Yes,
How crazy is that?
yes, we've had a lot of DC nominations over the
Mhm.
years, but we've never had a Marvel one. So this is the first one.
So that's just a great accomplishment for Marvel. And well done to her. So I really hope she wins.
Yeah,
She's like, oh, she that's like one of the categories that I'll be paying attention to. So
absolutely. We also
yeah.
had Ellie Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, her
Mhm.
first nomination.
Mhm. You have Stephanie, if I'm pronouncing her last name right, Stephanie Sue, I believe, for also Everything Everywhere All at Once. And you have Kerry Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin.
And Hong Chow, I'm sorry,
The
for The Whale.
Whale, yeah. Um, yeah, so some of these names I'm not too familiar with, but obviously, Jamie Lee and Angela. May the best woman win for best supporting actress.
We're just going to go to two more categories because it's a very long list and
Yeah.
one more the topic. Best Original Screenplay.
Yep. Pretty much we'll just say pretty much the same movies back same movies on there pretty much, which was Tar, Triangle Sadness, The Fablemans, um, The Banshees, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. So it's pretty much the same movies on there. Um, and then you have best adapted screenplay. Uh,
Yes,
you have actually one movie in there that's not in any of the categories, which is Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
yes, and it was quite something to see this nomination there because like my friend said, it's on the other nominations for acting or for cinematography or what have you, just for the adapted screenplay.
Hmm.
Uh, the writer is very talented, for writing the hit Knives Out, and of course, Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah, he did a great job with Star Wars. He's a great writer, director, um, and I believe they are making a series out of this with Daniel Craig. So for that, it should be interesting to see where those movies go from there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh,
So great
yeah,
job for Ryan. Great job for Glass Onion as well.
yeah. Top Gun Maverick has also got a nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Hmm. Yep.
Uh,
Um,
let's see. Oh, Women Talking
mhm.
also got a nomination.
And then you have
And then I'm sorry, go ahead.
no. I was just saying. Then you have All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the major categories for the Oscars. Um, yeah, so I mean, and well, there is one more. We'll go over for best original score. Um, so we'll just go over that quickly. As you said before, you have John Williams, the great John Williams, and as the in the Fablemans, and then you have a new one, which is Babylon on there as well.
Yeah. The film was a bit controversial when it was released, but still, they did have some nominations in there, especially for Best Costume Design and, of course, the original score.
Mm,
So
yeah,
it's always nice to see, a film that even though it wasn't, a big hit in the theaters, still gets nominations. It's still nice to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. We like to have a little variety in there with a couple new movies, so that was pretty cool. And then you pretty much just had the same movies on there: All Quiet on the Western Front, The Banshees of Inisherin, and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Um, pretty good categories, pretty good movies on there. You have the Batman for some the best sound,
Best
and then you
makeup.
have
Yeah.
yeah, like you were just saying, makeup and hairstyling. Um, so I'm glad for that. Um,
I think that's gonna win because especially for makeup because the penguin makeup was just spectacular because you couldn't tell that was Colin Farrell. You couldn't tell.
oh no, absolutely not. I mean, they did a great job just with the suit and everything, and then just making his whole face like unrecognizable for him. So they did a really great job on that.
Yeah. I think
But
that's all we're gonna say on the Oscar, unless you want to say something else.
no, I was just gonna say, it kind of has competition with Avatar too, with all that makeup and stuff on Avatar, and
Yeah,
but I guess you kind of have like the AI stuff, like they do the suits and everything, and then the
yeah.
whatever what you call that on there. So
What can I tell you? I tell you.
yeah, so if you want to give us your favorite movies on there, what you want to win, what you don't want to, or what you think should have been nominated, the snubs, just comment on um, just put it in the comment section, and we'll check it out next episode, and probably go over it.
Yeah, just tell us what you think is going to win Best Picture,
Hmm.
Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and so on. Tell us what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, absolutely, because we pretty much we appreciate the feedback on all of your thoughts.
Yeah,
So especially with this topic here, um, all the movies, what you all thought about it, if you saw it or not, just all the different opinions, would um, intrigue us a lot. So just leave it in the comment section.
absolutely. Okay, so on to our final topic, and this is a biggie because this was actually announced a couple of hours ago.
Yes.
HBO Max has been doing what we like to call the thinning of the herd, meaning they're canceling very popular television series to
Mhm.
try to cut back on money spending, you
Mhm.
know, running it as a tax write off. The latest of these cancellations, and I'm very sorry to say this, has been DC's Doom Patrol and Titans. I'm just gonna let that sink in here and digest.
So I'll have a moment of silence. Yeah.
I'm completely flabbergasted.
Yeah. I was more interest in interested in Titans than I was Doom Patrol. I'm more upset on Titans. I have to check out season 4 um, of Titans, but it just got me hooked from Titans. Just got me hooked from the get go. Um, you know, without you know, with Robin leading the he was Robin, and then he left, and then he took on the mantle of Nightwing. So it just got me hooked from the get go, and I'm really sad that they're well, more than sad, but there's a word I will not say, but but yeah, it's I'm I just really hoping that they never didn't really cancel it.
Yeah, we're just hoping that when we wake up, it's gonna be a bad dream. But no, there's no waking up from
Oh,
this. Unfortunately, they canceled, and season four for both shows are gonna be the final seasons. What's interesting was that Titans was originally saved, you know, by HBO Max when it was originally canceled on DC's original streaming service.
Hmm.
So to get canceled a second time, it just stings. And it stinks. Let's look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess are we assuming that this is the more of the DC restructuring?
Or is Warner Brothers Discovery still doing the tax write-offs, which I'm guessing this is because this is not the first show these are not the first two shows they've canceled.
Mhm. Nope, it's not. I don't know. I mean, the guy that plays Nightwing now. I mean, the whole cast is was fun and it was entertaining, and they all just did a great job. And I just have no words. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, I'm just again really sad and upset to see it go. Which I mean, I'd like
Uh,
to have continued on, but
yeah, but here's what I'm wondering though. I hope it's not if Peacemaker gets a season two and then gets a season three. I hope the cat's not favoritism because James Gunn is in the seat. I hope not.
I hope not, because that's not good leadership. You know, I mean,
No,
if he's like favoring his only show that he's doing right now over everything else, I mean, that's not really fair to Warner Brothers, and it's not really fair to the fans either,
no.
because you're taking away all the shows that fan favorite shows, and you're leaving your show in there. I mean, I don't know.
It would not be very fair to the fans. But again, we don't actually think that, but it's just a thought in the back of our head saying, I hope that's not true. All right. Because
Yeah.
James does care about the future of DC. He does.
Hmm.
And I'm still gonna see what he comes up with. I'm still gonna see. So I won't
Yeah.
make a judgment until then.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hopeful. I mean, given all these cancellations and stuff, I still want to see what he'll do in the next 5 to 10 years or so, given that was what his plan was. So he's a good producer and director, and I stand by what I said, that I think he could still be a good studio head. I mean, you have to see what he does over the next few years.
It's gonna be interesting. It's also gonna be a bumpy ride, if we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens on that. Hopefully he'll be able to turn around. We'll see.
Yeah, let us know about your thoughts on the cancellation, Doom Patrol and Titans, and also what were your favorite moments from both of these shows?
Yeah, what was your favorite characters? What was your favorite seasons? Your best storyline. Just give us all your thoughts on it. We'll go over it. Um, yeah, we just want to hear from you.
Yeah, and we'll also talk about our favorite moments. When we hear from you and your favorite moments. Yeah, there's gonna be some crazy stuff that's gonna happen in the next couple of years, and like we said, only James Gunn can deliver.
Yeah, so again, just leave your comments in there. We'd like to hear from you. Just everything that we've gone over today. Um, just any of the topics, the Oscars, and then with Titans and Doom Patrol, your favorite seasons, your best storyline, characters. We just want to hear from you guys.
And also, your thoughts on what would have happened if both of these series went into a fifth season? Was another idea. So yeah, absolutely. And as always, just hit the like button and subscribe.
Yes, hit the subscribe button. We need, just um, as many subscribers as we can, just to spread the word around. So just thank you all for tuning in each week. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's it for us for tonight. I'm Ian Miller,
I'm Andrew Smith.
and this has been Media Talk with no inspect. Have a night, folks.
Hi guys.
If you'd like to follow us on YouTube, just hit that like button and subscribe.